everyone, EnigmaCoinCollector here, and you know what? It's been a long time since I've done a penny hunt. I've actually been amassing boxes at my monthly pickups, and I have July, August, and September penny boxes all here, sitting here, begging to be hunted. I actually haven't done a penny hunt at my new location since I moved, so this is going to be really, really cool. I have popped all the tops on all these boxes, as you can see, just to check that they are circulated, and they are. And the good news is that I see a lot of copper on the ends. Let me see if I can pick up a handful. You can see what I'm looking at. That looks pretty dang good. So this is my first penny hunt video in my new location. We'll be looking for key dates, semi-key dates, errors and varieties, foreigns, Indian head pennies would be great. Mint tokens, you name it. No matter what error, anything that we find, we're going to be bringing you in, and hopefully we're bringing you in often. Enough talk. Let me clear off these two boxes, get into box one from July, and I'll bring you in on our first find, Weedy or other. Well, it's going to take until roll 6 before we find our first wheat cent. We did find one 2009, but this is going to be our first find, and it's a 1955 Philadelphia, not the DDO with the extreme doubling. How cool would that have been? But it gets us on the board. Hopefully we're going to get on the board a little bit earlier than every 6 rolls. Well, we're on roll number 11, and I see 2 finds, one of which is going to be a wheat cent in the 30s. It's going to be a 1936 Philadelphia. It's really nice to see a 30s wheat cent. I will check for the DDO that you can find on this, but I don't see it. So that's one find. A 30s wheat cent is cool. And then check this out. It's our first foreign, and it's a young head Canadian. 1961. So 2 finds in that roll, 2 old finds in that roll. That is really cool. We're on roll number 21, and we have 2 foreigns that popped out when I was going through this roll. First one is a 1972 Canadian, and sorry, that one is up there. This is a really, really trashed one, and it's going to be an 84. I don't know if you can tell it. 19, where is it? Oh, I'm sorry, 86. So 2 more foreigns to add to the board, as well as 2 more 09s, and a really nice 1969S, not the DDO. I will say that I am a little bit disappointed at the amount of Wheaties in this box. Hopefully that's not a trend that will continue into the other ones, but we'll have to wait and see. Roll number 25, halfway through the box, and we're finally going to get our third wheat cent. It is a 1950 Philadelphia. And wow, the pickings, they have been slim. Next roll, next find, and it's another Weedy. We're on a hot streak considering for this box. Yep, last year, 1958 Philly. At least that's one more for the board. Roll 30. Next find, and it's going to be from our friends up north, so we're tied. 4 wheat cents, 4 Canadians. 69 from Canada. Roll number 32 is going to have 2 finds, and one of them is pretty cool. First one is our 5th wheat cent of the box, in 1948 out of Philadelphia. What I'm more excited about is this one. This popped out while I was getting to it. It's a proof, 1993S proof. It is a little beat up. It is a little tarnished, but that is most definitely a proof cent. And we don't find those very often. So 2 finds for the board, 1 proof. Very, very cool. Next roll, next find, just another foreign from Canada. 1966, 5th one of the box. Tied back for those wheats. Roll 34, the foreigns have taken control. 1999 Canadian. Will the wheats catch up? Next roll, and the foreigns keep on coming. This time it's a bird cent from Canada. 1867 to 1967, 100-year anniversary. Very cool. Well, the Canadians are taking charge and not letting go. That is a 1982, and they are decimating compared to what the wheats are doing. Roll 39, and I have already seen the date because it was facing me, but we have a 20s wheat cent in the box. 1927 Philadelphia, and that is a sight for sore eyes. So we have a 20s and a 30s, some 40s and 50s, and the detail in the wheat ears is actually pretty good. The proof is nice, the 20s and 30s is nice, but not a ton of finds, but we will take a 20s for sure. And right after that, Canada says, not so fast. It's our 9th one in 1977 this time. Well, that's going to do it for the first box on our hunt. I only got 6 wheats, which is pretty light. We did get a 20s and a 30s. We did get a proof and a fair few foreigns. We did get one really nice 69S. Not going to be the DDO, and it's a shame because that would be a really nice example. Either way, light on the finds. You can see the score down there. A fair amount of copper. I'm going to show you the copper at the end, but right now we're going to get into box number 2 and see if the next month's box is any better with our first roll. Box number 2, roll number 1, and it's going to get off to a fast start with a wheat cent already. Going to be newer probably. Yep, 1955D gets us on the board early. Roll number 2, and we're going to have our second wheatie of the box already. It's a 1942P facing me, but that's not bad. It's going to take until roll 8 in the second box to get our third wheatie, but it's finally here. It's a 1944 Philadelphia. Goes right there. Roll number 9 is going to give us our fourth wheat cent of the box, and it is going to be a 1946 out of Philadelphia. Roll 12 is going to have 2 finds. Ironically, we're going to have our second box in a row where we get a bird cent from Canada. This one's got some cool toning on it, so that's going to be our first foreign. It's a bird cent, and then a few coins behind it. We've got our 5th wheat cent of the box. Let me bring it into frame. Got some cool toning. 1940 out of Philadelphia. Next roll, 2 more foreigns, both from Canada. 1966 and a 1989. Roll 16, reporting our 4th foreign of the box already. Another 82 Canadian for the board. Roll number 20 was a wheat cent ender, and I didn't realize it till we got to the very end. What's it going to be? 1957D, next to last year. Roll 22, I can see wheat ears poking up at me. Let's see what we have. We're going to finally tie the Canadians again. And it's a 1946 on the board. Roll 24, and the Canadians retake the lead with a 77. Roll 26, and I just moved some coins aside because I thought I saw wheat ears, and I did. We've got a blazer, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that wheat cent. Doesn't get much better than that. 1958D last year, but still really, really nice. Next roll, and I didn't realize it was a wheat cent until I flipped it over and saw the ears because it is so credified. And that is going to be another 58D. I have to put it below that one because that one is just so nice. Next roll, and I had another wheat cent ender that I missed. I'm sorry about that. This one is going to be a 53 Philadelphia. Roll 31 near the end. Got our next Canadian, 1981 this time. Just flattened out roll number 32, and I think I see 2 Canadians, and wow, we're going to have 2 older Canadians. The first one is going to be a 1955 young head, and if my eye is correct, and it is, we've got a King George VI back here. King George VI from 1952. So 2 older portrait Canadian cents in one roll. Next roll, roll 33. We're going to have our next wheat cent. 1958 out of Philadelphia. Roll 35 had a foreign ender. The Canadians are putting up a fight, retaking the lead with this 89. Man, I don't know what it is with these boxes, but they have more Canadians than Wheaties. Another 2001 foreign, not another one, but another foreign, 2001 in roll 37. Roll 39 is finally going to get us another wheat cent to combat those Canadians. 56D on the board now. Just cracked into roll 40, and I see a wheat cent, but I see a Canadian nipping at its heels. It's like they know it's on. 1944, Philadelphia, followed by Canadian, 84. Roll 48. The Canadians are not letting up with an 85 to go along with all the other ones we've found. Well, that's all box 2 is going to give us. It did have more wheat cents by far, but nothing older than 1940. We did have a ton of foreigns there, 13 all told, as well as 9 2009s. That one really beautiful 1958. And I did pull out this awesome 1960D just to keep, because it's so good. It does have a little bit of a smudge right there, but it's still going to go in my collection. Anyway, it's on to box 3. I did weigh up the copper. I'm keeping track of box 1 and 2. Which one do you think has the higher score? And is box 3 going to beat it? We'll find out. Box number 3 is going to get off to a really hot start with roll 1. About halfway through it, we've got our first find. This 1956 out of Denver. Roll number 2 is coming in hot as well. Third coin from the end of the roll, and we've got our second one for this box. Could be older, not sure. And it's going to be a 41. You can check for some DDO options. Rob goes over this in detail. And I don't see any, but we've got our second wheat cent in as many rolls, and that is a good thing. Roll 3 of box 3, and I think we're going to get 2 foreigns, no Wheaties. So the Canadians heard the charge. There's a 66. And they decided they had to represent. Yep, and here's the second one. 79. Roll number 6, and I've got more wheat ears for you. Third of the box, 1944. Roll 7, and we're going to have another King George VI Canadian in 2 boxes, 1950. I don't see these coins ever in my penny boxes, so to get 2 out of 3 boxes is just nuts for me. 1950 Canadian, that is definitely cool. Roll 8, third coin in, wheat cent number 4. So there's lots of finds in this box. That's a 1940, oldest of the box now. Roll number 11 is going to produce wheat cent number 5. This one is going to be another 1940. The mint mark, that's a 40S. Not bad. Goes right there. It's been a while. Roll 20 is going to give us our next find, and it's, of course, another Canadian, 69. Roll 22. Another one, 96. Roll 25, and what else? Another Canadian. And it's going to be really hard for the wheat cents to catch up at this point, 72. Oh, yeah. There's this. Roll 31. We're finally going to get our next wheat cent. It's a 58D, but you know what? It's been so long, I'll take it. Couple rolls later, box is starting to thaw out a little bit, and it's a 52D. Gets us going. Roll 35. What else? A from 2004. Well, considering I'm getting more Canadians than Wheaties, do you guys want me to keep showing them? I'll show them for the rest of the video, but it might be something we have to not do anymore if that's all I'm going to show you as Canadians. 85 this time. Roll 42. We're finally going to get on the board with another Wheatie. It's another 40s. It's a 49 Philadelphia. I'm glad to see it. Next roll. The Canadians are following us. 75. Roll 45, we're going to have another BU wheat cent. Look at this one. It's probably going to be another 58D, and that's fine just because it's nice to see a wheat in this condition. Up, it's a 58 Philadelphia, so we've got the matching set, but that is a nice pickup. Roll 47. Wheat cents are trying to claw back another 56 Denver. Last roll of the box is going to give us the last wheat cent of the box with some cool toning. Overall, not very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which isn't too bad, but definitely a slow box, and it's a 57D. So let me go through the rest of this roll. If there's nothing else, I'm going to go through all of those for errors and varieties up here. Let me bring it back for a recap. Now, I did weigh the copper for every box. Be interesting to see which box, 1, 2, or 3, had the most points. So I'll be right back. Think which box you thought had the best score, and I'll see you in a minute. And here we are at the recap, and it looks like the box with the most wheats is the one with the most points, 50.9 points. Now, we did get our fair share of Wheaties in this hunt. You can see only the first box was pretty light in that, but nothing really too old. Did get a few nice finds, and we'll go over them. Up here is this top row, is this first box. You can see that we've got a 27 Philly here. That's going to be the find of the box, except for the fact that we found this proof penny. This is probably my favorite find from the hunt. 1993S. We just don't find proof pennies very often. So it's really exciting to find this, even though it's a little bit worse for wear. Here are the rest of the finds from box number 1. We got that 36. I forgot about that. 36 Philly as well. Nothing really too cool other than we did get that young head and that bird scent. Box 2, most finds, most Wheaties, most score. You can see I've got that 58 Denver blazer of a wheat scent. Also pulled out this 1960D in really great shape. We got that King George VI as well, and another bird scent and a young head. And there are the rest of the finds. I did check all the 09 Lincolns for the extra fingers down there. Didn't get any of those. Box 3, another solid box. Don't know what that is, but we got it. Oldest was the 40S wheat cent. Got another KG the 6, but it was trashed. And there are the rest of the finds as well. No errors, no varieties in any of the 3 boxes, but still a ton of finds. Even though we didn't get anything insanely old or insanely cool, it was still a really fun hunt. Very enjoyable for me to do, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. Remember, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, don't forget to click subscribe. Appreciate a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you've got anything to say. And remember, it's always a mystery until you crack open those rolls and you find out what you got inside. Thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you on the next one.